Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Bad mail.
Now
Thank
let's
you.
start the show.
Thank you.
What's the deal with airline food? Now hear me out. I know I've kind of said this before, right? But it's different. It's another spin on this, another wrinkle in the philosophy of comedy here, okay? You always hear the whole bit of like, yeah, what's the deal with airline food? I think the bit is supposed to be something along the lines of it sucks or it's weird or something. I don't think I've ever heard anyone be like, what's the deal with airline food? It's delicious, am I right? Try the fish. But you never really hear this about other kinds of food for some reason. Even though I know people will like make remarks about these things, you don't really hear any kind of cliche thing start up like, what's the deal with hospital food? What's the deal with prison food? You know, stuff like that. Why isn't that ever up there? It'd be the same kind of thing. And like you'd have different foods there and different like environments to make jokes about it, right? Yeah, make jokes about what are the doctors putting in there, what are the nurses do, what is this liver from an animal, or is it from somebody who had theirs taken out? Hey, hospital food, am I right? Why isn't there like a prison food? It's like, wow, this is it's bad. What's with that? Hey, they think you guys should be in here for cooking this. It's so bad, it's criminal. There's the bits that they're there. They almost write themselves. I write them for you, basically, apparently. Apparently, right? So like, why is it only airline food that gets the whole glory, that gets the show? Because also like I don't know how many people are going on the airline constantly, right? Maybe it's happening a lot more, especially for these comedians flying everywhere. I realize not as many people are probably going to be fucking ex-prisoners, okay? Yo, I just broke out last week and this shit, spot on. Hilarious. But like, I don't know, hospital? You might have been in a hospital. That's probably roughly on par with being on a plane, and it's like, I don't know, you can, if you really want to, you can get into a hospital to experience the food, right? You can put yourself there. There's a lot of ways to do that. It's harder to put yourself on a plane voluntarily with, without like money or like a really good infiltration plan. Prison, I guess you could go to prison too. That's also a little more accessible because neither the hospital nor the prison requires you to even have the money in the first place to be there. Whereas going on an airplane kind of does. So if you think about it, essentially, if you do a crime, then you'll get very injured during it. They'll airlift you. I guess do they give you food when you're airlifted? If you're in that state, you need to be airlifted. I guess not to the hospital. But for my bit, we'll say they did. Then you'll go to prison afterwards. You'll get to sample all of them, and then you can make a whole smorgasbord of establishmentary, dietary observations. I've not really sampled the cuisine in any of these places, so I can't really speak to that, and I can't really make those jokes myself. Other than, I mean, I can write them for other people who have had the experience to kind of actually work on that and like the finer details. I can give you the structure. I clearly already did for free, but you should just give me money because I already did that for you. I did the legwork, and that's like a lot because like my legs are pretty short, so it takes a lot more for my legs to do the work that normal height people would have, right? And my legs are working extra hard. It's very important that I keep my legs working well as well because that's wearing them out. That's they only got your legs once they're worn out. They're worn out. You don't get new legs unless you do. So like really, I need those for my stand up because otherwise, what am I going to be, a sit down comedian? And, like I could be, But the people are not going to respect me, not with the amazing amount of respect they have for me right now as a comedian standing up. In fact, actually, with the camera here, you don't even know if I do have legs. For all you know, I'm just a floating torso. I'm like a first-person shooter where they forgot to program in any legs, so I look down and I'm basically like a floating hand and a gun. But I have a whole torso and stuff because you can see those parts. So, put that in your thing and put that in your eye and poke it. What's the